Well, the next topic I'd like to tackle is the hypersexualization of black women. Now, I'm a black woman, and I'm not a whore. I'm not a loose woman, but I am a sexual being. Now, there's a perceived identity that the world gives me that black women are loose with their morals, they're more open to sex, and less able to control ourselves. I don't perceive myself that way, and nor do I comport myself in such a manner. But I am a sexual being, and no one shall delegate how that sexuality presents itself. There are times, as with anybody, as with any woman in the world, and as with any man, where they'll be more sexually aggressive, and there are other times when they'll be more sexually passive. It's a matter of choice and mood and companion. Now, unfortunately, because of the media and Western culture and the ideas that are perpetuated about blacks in general, we're a hypersexualized group of people, and we're perceived as extremely sexual creatures. All you have to do is look at our culture. We've got black men. There's an obsession over their penises and your penis size. The idea that the black man has got the biggest penis there is out there. And there's an obsession with whom he chooses to play with. Whether it be white women and all, there's a fear of the black man, of a black man sleeping with women of other racial groups. As far as black women go, all we have to do is look at our videos. We are out there, we are half naked, we are shaking our booties. And this hypersexualization, this view of us is not necessarily a good thing for us as a whole, because we are multidimensional. We are not just this this aggressive sexual energy. There's more to us. There's emotion. There's thoughts. There's more depth to us than that. And because the world perceives us in such a manner, we're cheated because we're not able to expose, or the rest of the world's not able to appreciate all these other things about us. Now, another thing that correlates to this is the feminist movement and female sexual liberation. There's a misunderstanding, especially I notice amongst young black women, of what feminism is. They assume that to be a feminist is to be extremely aggressive and angry, and to be demeaning to men. That in some way to be feminist is to steal power from a man. But feminism has nothing to do with men at all. Feminism is the empowerment of women. It's giving women the choice. It's a privilege earned by women over the centuries. And luckily, we get to reap the benefits of it, in especially those of us that live in Western societies. There are a lot of women all over the world who do not have the luxury of having a choice or having any control over how they're perceived, much less their sexuality. There are women in Central Africa, in the Congos, where rape is used as a tool of war, and in North Africa, where genital mutilation is used as a way to control female sexuality, and the burqas in the Middle East, another way to repress female energy and sexual energy. So basically, the ability in Western culture for a woman to choose to be a sexual being, to be given a choice, and have the ability to go out there and present herself as such, or not, or choose not to, because it goes both ways, is a privilege given it's a privilege we in Western culture have. Now, that is to say, a lot of people also believe that with that freedom, the freedom instead gives us permission to go out and comport ourselves in a very loose manner. That now that we are sexually free, we can have sex with whoever we want, and that sexual freedom is now an antithesis of the Victorian era when women were extremely sexually repressed. And so now, yes, we can go out and fornicate as much as we want, but that privilege is actually given to us, and it can't be abused. We have to control it, or else we have situations where our sexuality is abused as it is now in videos and media all over the world. An example of the negative ramifications of this is we're going to go back in time to like the 1800s. There's a woman nicknamed Sarah Hottentot. She was a Koshin woman, and she was removed from Africa in approximately 1800s, and 1800, and she died in 1806 at the age of 26 years old. And she was taken to Europe and used as a sideshow. They displayed her in England for scientific purposes, and they used her form as a way to quantify quantify that blacks were beneath other people of other races. And in the end, she died a very sad being, and she was turned into a whore. And yes, what we have to understand is there's a global fascination with us. We, especially because we're perceived as different from the other races, are everything considered aesthetically pleasing, whether it be the lips and the hips and the hindquarters, tends to be more exaggerated on a black woman. And there's a fascination and a curiosity, as well as a fear that goes with it. And the best way to handle this is usually to destroy whatever scares you, to turn it into something negative and something wicked and something evil. And so society, yes, perpetuates this idea of black women being sexual loose beings. Now, it's up to us as black women to control how we're perceived. Not to say that anyone should dictate to you how you express your sexuality, whether it be aggressive or strong or soft. It's your choice. But you also have to be careful not to abuse the privilege and create a misunderstanding with the rest of the world, or a misconception with the rest of the world. You have to make sure that whatever images that we put out there are fair and balanced and show other aspects of us as well, show our intelligence, show our kindness and maternity. We basically have to be careful to put a very balanced image of ourselves out there, not just this hypersexual being that's loose and open to anyone coming up in them. So, yes, there, I'm done with that point as well.